Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our podcast Youthcast, where we bring in professionals who turn ambition into action. Today, I have a very special guest joining me, Engineer Akif Noor from SNGPL. Sir, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Sir, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you.
Sir, thank you very much for joining us on our podcast today. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
So, I'm assuming let's just start the podcast already.
Sure.
Can you tell us about your school life? What kind of a school life did you live? Was it good or was it bad?
My school was PF Degree College in Peshawar. At our time, it was a very nice institution. I think they changed the name afterwards to Fazaya. And it was a purpose built campus. It was run by PAF and being the air headquarters in Peshawar, so it was being looked after very well. So most of the people wanted to study from PF Degree College, and I had a wonderful life. And it was such a nice school. The teachers, I still remember those teachers. We are still in touch with few of them. We have alumni. We meet with each other, and there are so many famous and successful class fellows of mine that I can look up to, and it had been a really a nice journey and a wonderful time.
So it was a very well behaved place.
Yes, it was it was well behaved, and the ethics, the moral ethics, the teachers were not just teaching us the curriculum. In fact, they were imparting their social responsibility in building characters, and so it was a very nice place.
So you enjoyed your childhood very much over there.
Yes, I used to live in University Campus Peshawar, as my both mother and father was also teachers and professors in Peshawar University. So the university campus life was also really good. We had huge lawns and playing options available with us, and just like your school. So it was a wonderful childhood. Alhamdulillah, I do cherish those days and miss those days.
Were you interested in studying?
Yes, I was, but it was my interest was more in sports than in studies. I think it's like with every kid.
So
But
40% in studies and 50% in 60% in playing.
if you keep the parents' interests out and their check on the kids out, so I will say like 90 in sports and 10 studies, but in the end it was like 40, 60, 40 in studies and 60 in sports.
So from sports, how did you decide that engineering was the one for you?
Actually, in our time, those people who used to do well in studies, they had basically two options. One was medicine and the other was engineering. And since I was not a medical guy, I didn't like diseases, or I was not into, I couldn't see the blood or the cuts or stuff like that. So I
You
opted.
felt sick.
Yes, I was not very comfortable handling blood, and so I was more into this engineering, and so that's why I opted for the engineering.
As we know that engineering has multiple different branches, right?
Yes.
So how did you know which branch you wanted to choose?
Yes, I was into cars and machines, and I did my mechanical engineering, so it's like related with the car and machines, and it is a like backbone of the engineering in the industry. So that's why I ended up into being a mechanical engineer, and at our times the engineering or the IT at those times was not that on a level that it is right now. So if you ask me to choose now, I will go for the computers or AI stuff. So at that time, since mechanical engineering was the core engineering and I was into the cars and stuff, so I chose that decision.
What for our viewers out there who don't know what mechanical engineering is about, can you please explain it a little bit more further?
Mechanical engineering is like the basis of, you can say that we if you want to build something, you have to build a machine. To build a machine, you need to design from small gears to the gear train and the whole process. So the mechanical engineer designs those mechanical parts, then it's assembled and it's made into some machine, and that machine then helps the community to make certain things.
How, sir, how did the opportunity of SNGPL come about?
Well, after the engineering, I started my career in Peshawar with an NGO called Code 8. At that time, they were Afghan refugees in Peshawar. They were, and the war and terror recently started, so there was a big influx of Afghan refugees. So I started my job with Code Coordination Aid. At that time, I was looking for a permanent job, and an ad in the newspaper came out, and there were certain different organizations that I wanted to join, but I chose SNGPL because it's an engineering company. They offered a career term job, and most importantly, their office was also in Peshawar. So I wanted to be at my place, and that's why my decision to join SNGPL.
Was it your first job?
No, it was like I told you, I joined Code 8. It was my second job.
And did you explore any other fields before joining SNGPL?
Yes, I was in the development sector with the coordination aid. But since it was a short term assignment, it was not long term, and it was not related with what I studied in my career. So that's why I chose SNGPL.
What's your typical day like at SNGPL?
Nowadays, I'm regional manager Mardan. The Mardan region looks after districts of Nowshera, Swabi, Dir, Lower Dir, Malakand, Swat, and Mardan.
You guys provide gas to all of those places?
Yes, there we have gas at all those places, and we were planning to provide gas to Chitral as well. So Chitral is also being looked after by this region. That was an LPG air mix project. So in my typical job is like I have to look after my the provision of gas, the smooth operations and the billing, and to look after the different functions of my office, to ensure discipline and budgetary controls, to ensure that the losses are reduced and under the allowed limits.
It's not a very safe job, is it?
Yes, handling of gas is not, it's a hazardous, it's a flammable substance, it can ignite very easily. And yes, we have an HSE department at our office, and we also advise customers to be careful in handling gas.
So, have you had any accidents with gas?
No, not me personally, but yes, there have been accidents, incidents both.
A lot of incidents are happening nowadays related to gas.
They are primarily related with the LPG cylinders, that liquefied petroleum gas, because LPG is heavier than air when there is a leak. It tends to stick with the floor of any building, and it doesn't vacate easily from the office or the building or wherever that leak happens. Whereas the natural gas, which is the primary component, is methane. It's lighter than air, and it is easily mixes with the air, and it's not that dangerous as it's with the LPG. So you need a fire triangle for any incident or a blast or a fire case. The fire triangle consists of fuel, air, and a source of ignition. So since oxygen is available all over in the atmosphere, and if there's a leak, so you have the fuel, and the third thing, which is like the source of ignition. So whenever there is a leak, ventilation is required immediately, and there should be no source of ignition. So people should not turn on or off any switch of electrical appliance, or they should uh, disconnect the main supply of fuel.
Other than like the dangerous parts of the job, what's the most exciting and fulfilling part of your job? Like, do you face any challenges throughout your day or not?
Yes, there are challenges. The excitement is like helping others, especially in
Giving
like
back to your community.
especially in the yes, especially in Ramzan, if you are able to provide gas to the people during the Seher and Iftar times, and they don't have to go and fetch an LPG cylinder or any source of energy, that would have been very cumbersome if we go back into the ages when there was no gas available in the cities and communities. The people used to collect firewood, and then they are so hazardous. There are so many issues related by with burning of firewood. So this is very fulfilling, helping people, helping the community, looking after the employees. That is fulfilling. And challenges, yes, we have to. Sometimes there are contrasting stuff available, like one desire is contradictory to the other, so we have to balance in between both those two issues. So this is a bit challenging, but challenges should be there because it keeps you on your toes, it you are active and you want to do it.
It keeps you from not being lazy and be active most of the time.
Yes, well, we have so many things that can't let us be lazy here in our job. So if, for example, the gas supply is disconnected to a community, so they will take not more than an hour to lodge complaints and uh, ensure that we are not lazy.
A lot of our users are like still in school and they might be thinking about what career they should choose. If someone wants to follow the same path as you did, what advice would you give to them?
Well, my advice to the kids and the school children is to whatever they want to do is they should love that thing, they should enjoy that thing, and they should do that thing. If they want to follow the engineering or gas sector, so they need to first be good in studies. They should score good marks in their university. They should learn the principles like getting good marks and understanding the logic and the principles is very important. If you don't know the main objective of what you are learning, that's not, we shouldn't like this is a culture of ratification. We should not like do that. We should try to understand the logic and the basis of what we are learning. So whatever you do, if you enjoy it and you can achieve it, and it's a very good organization. It's a very good sector. It's a very rewarding sector. The energy needs. We are basically the energy provider of the nation, and our company is the only company in Pakistan whose losses are in single digits. So if you want, it's a very good thing, and it's available in KP all over the province in many districts, and those districts which are yet not being provided will be provided in future, inshallah, which helps in to control deforestation, which helps in other so many social issues. So, in fact, that increases the quality standards of a community. So they should and they can very easily, yes.
So what you're trying to say is if we can believe in it, we can achieve it.
Believe in it and enjoy it, and yes, you can.
And for those people who are still unsure about what they want, what general advice would you give to students growing up today, especially in this climate conscious economy?
I will say take it easy. There's a time for everything, and the God. In fact, if you ask me, I've never seen a gas meter in my life before joining my company. So when there's a God who is running this world, and He is such a merciful and such a giver, that He has made a very good plans for anyone who wants to do whatever he wants to do. But whatever a person wants to do, he should do it with full heart. He should know that what he is doing, and he should enjoy what he is doing. So my advice is to work hard and be patient, and everything will be taken care by Allah.
If you were given another chance at life, would you do the same that you did in this life?
Yes, Alhamdulillah, I'm very satisfied, and mm, God has given me everything that a person should like to get. Yes, I will definitely.
Looking at back at your journey from school to becoming a regional manager at SNGPL, what's something you wish you had knew before you started this job?
Wish what? New?
Wish that you knew before starting this job.
That the public departments operate in such a way that the people think that they may be enjoying, there's no stress, there's no tension, so it's not the case. Those jobs are also very demanding if you do it the right way. So I would have, there are no regrets basically. So I am very happy whatever God has given to me, the
You're
journey.
grateful.
Yes, I'm very grateful. So there's it, and the life is challenging, and there's no free lunch in this world. So you have to keep on doing. It's a marathon. You have to keep on doing, and you have to live every day. There's no room for complacency, or you cannot be this satisfied that you scored good marks in this class. Now you don't need to study, so you need to study for that next class. You need to do well for that next class. So this journey keeps on going, and and when you are in a professional career, you need to first enter that career, and then you need to do well on an yearly basis. This is the case. Just like a cricketer, when he scores a century, he cannot be selected in a cricket team for the next 10 years or 15 years. He need to perform consistently. So being consistent is, I think, the key of to success.
Being consistent is the key to success.
Yes, yes.
Lastly, for our young youth out there, what message do you have for them?
It's a very nice institution. I'm very impressed. Alhamdulillah, it's a professional institution, and my sincere wishes, and I think they have chosen a very great place, being in Mardan with such a purpose-built campus and professionals like the Nasir, who is such a gem of a person. I am very impressed, and I think uh, what they should do is they should believe in God, and they should love what they do, and they should do it with consistently being in an environment. This is the right decision to be in a good school, in a good environment. This is a purpose. This gives them exposure. This gives them the the ladder to success. And whatever they do, they should respect their parents. They should respect their teachers, and do it consistently with effort. This is my advice. Best wishes for them.
Once again, sir, thank you very much for coming out to Mardan Music Academy and having this podcast session with me. I'm very grateful that you did this podcast with me. To the young youth out there, stay tuned for more episodes of Youthcast. And that's it for today. Allah Hafiz.